favorite. I've already worn this one before, and I don't even mind wearing it again because it was so gorgeous. It's called Real Deal. Let me grab this. Oh, there's like a string on it. I'm not even, like this, it doesn't even look pretty right now, but when you put it on, it has, is this the right way? It has like a metallic 3D shimmer to it that you really can't see until you apply it. And then once you apply it, you're like obsessed with it. So this is the one I'm gonna be applying today. Inside your package, you're gonna get everything that you need to apply, but you'll also need, oh man, I'm gonna have to move this over. There we go. You're also gonna need the LED lamp, which will come inside that bundle. Let me get my scissors. I'm just gonna open these scissors because I didn't even think to get all my stuff ready for the application. I'm so sorry. Do you guys have kids? Kids that just come into your office and like move all your stuff around, and now I can't find anything. I'm so sorry. I'm just getting back from a vacation and I'm a little like flustered because none of my office doesn't look the way it normally does because my children come in here and like color and play with toys, and I'm like, can you guys stay out of here? And now I don't know where my scissors are. That's concerning. Okay, here's my scissors. These are the clear cut scissors. I'm going to use these to apply, and I also have a rubber tipped cuticle pusher. It's not necessary. I just find that as somebody who's been doing her own nails with strips for 6-7 years now, it really helps to have a cuticle tip or a rubber tipped cuticle pusher just to kind of push down those edges. It really gets a good seal, especially on the LED gel. So I got this on Amazon. I'm sure you can find it at like Walmart for super cheap. It's just soft, okay? And it kind of helps to like get those edges all the way down. So before you start, you're gonna wanna do all the prep, okay? Because the prep is kind of the most important thing about these strips getting a good seal. It's going to be the prep. I've already done all that, but you're going to want to push your cuticles all the way out of the way. Again, this is a great tool to help with that. Like, get them all the way out of the way. Make sure you don't have any dead skin or cuticle left on your nail because the strips need to adhere to all of that. If you have cuticles that are a little bit tough to move out of the way, you're going to want to get like a cuticle softener or something to help move those out of the way. File your nails. Buff them if you want to buff them. It's not necessary. Buff your nails if you want to. Get them filed and then go wash your hands. That's like one of my biggest tips because oil is what removes the LED gels. So if you are prone to oily skin, if you have oily skin, just naturally like I do, I'm Italian, so I have oily skin. I have to wash my hands right before I do them and don't touch my face or anything because when I'm handling the strips, the oil can prevent them from fully sealing because the oil is what lifts the strips. So wash your hands. And then you're gonna open your pack. You're gonna get this, everything you need is in here. You're gonna get this file. You're going to get a cuticle stick. And you're going to get a prep pad. Wash your hands still, just in case, okay? So you're gonna have this prep pad. I already did all the prep work to get my nails nice. And if you don't know me, like if I have customers that have followed me for 6 years now, and my nails have never been this long. Like this is so long for me. I can actually see the tips on the other side. I can tap on a desk. That's not normal for me. My nails are super fragile, super brittle, and they break and rip and tear, and they're just the worst. So if I don't have anything on them, they break right away. But this, like an unexpected benefit of Kleo has been that they are adding so much strength and durability to my nails. And even all my customers are like, I've never seen your nails this long. And I'm like, I know, they're so long and so healthy. There's like no peeling. It's just, it's wild to me. I never thought I would get to have long nails. And yes, this is long for me. Okay, so you're gonna take your prep pad, rip that open. I like to keep it handy because like I said, I'm an oily person. So sometimes, a couple of times while I'm applying, right before I grab the strip, I'll like wipe my fingers on this just to make sure I have everything off of it. If you're not an oily person, you probably don't need to worry about that at all. So I'm gonna let that dry and I'm gonna get ready. I have my lamp plugged in, which is right next to me. There are kind of multiple techniques to applying these, and multiple orders that you can do to like, when it comes to like clipping them, filing them, curing them. There's like, people do different techniques and orders that they do things. I'm just going to share with you what has worked best for me, because I seem to get a really good seal on these. They don't lift, they don't snag my hair, they last. I just had my last set on. I went on a cruise for my 10-year anniversary. We went to the Florida Keys and we went on a cruise, and it was like a 14-day vacation. I had those on for 22 days. 22 days. I had no lifting, no chips. I wish I would have like left them on to show you, just to prove to you that they looked phenomenal still. It was just the grow out. So I took those off just so I could do this live. I probably could have kept them on for longer. So I get a really good seal. So I'm going to share all my tips and tricks so that you can see if that works for you. If you're not getting a good seal on these, once you figure it out, it's the best. See, I touched my face. Okay, let's dive in. Keep this handy because, like I said, a lot of us have LED lights in our house, or if you're applying by a window, you don't want this just sitting out exposed to light. So whenever you're not using it, put this on top of your strips so your lights aren't semi-curing your strips. The first couple of times I applied, I didn't think about that, and my strips were like semi-curing and they weren't like fully going down. So cover them up. The light cures them. It won't happen immediately because the lights are kind of far away, but it will semi-cure them. So just keep them covered with something, okay? I like to start with my pinky and work my way to my thumb because I use my fingers to apply. So you're gonna wanna take your strip. It's got this plastic piece on it, peel it all the way off and save it, because you're gonna wanna put it, whatever your leftovers you're saving, you're gonna wanna put it back on top of it just to protect the strips so they don't get like chipped or anything. So I just kind of save that over there. If you look really closely, I'm actually gonna turn this light away from me because I feel like it's definitely LED and I don't want it to hurt my strips. And close my window. Okay, so I'm going to show you right here. If you look up close, you'll see cuticle line. Maybe somebody can confirm for me. I don't think these are reversible. I applied them using both sides before, and I kind of felt like this side wasn't tapered enough for my cuticle. So I don't know if somebody wants to confirm that. I don't believe that these are reversible, and that's why they say the cuticle line, but you're absolutely welcome to try using the other side and let me know how that goes. I haven't tried that yet. So I'm gonna start with, again, the outer edge is gonna be your cuticle, and before you peel anything up, put it on your nail and wrap it around and make sure it's a good size. That's gonna be like one of the most important things is the sizing. If it's too big, like never put a strip on that's too big because it's gonna run into your skin, it's gonna run into your cuticles, and it's gonna lift. This won't cure to your skin, it only cures to your nails. So if it's sticking to your skin or bumping up against your skin, it's not gonna give you that full adherence that you need. So you need to take your time with your sizing until you know it. And then like, you'll remember, you'll get better, you'll remember which one fits you. Like I know now which ones fit me, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of this, show you how I size. So I start with this one and I wrap it around, and I can see on the side that it doesn't go all the way to from like side to side. So I'm gonna move up and I'm gonna check the next one. That one looks pretty good, and you can like bend it around your nail to make sure it goes from corner to corner. The fourth one in runs into my skin, so I don't want to use that one. If you're in between sizes like me, I'm in between these two, go smaller and stretch it, okay? So don't touch with your fingers, don't touch the cuticle side. Again, the oils will lift your strips. So some people like to grab this, stick it under. I've never been good at doing this live, so bear with me. Stick it under, and they like to not touch their strips at all. Don't forget, put this back underneath something to keep the lights away from it. So here you go. One last time, I'm gonna push my cuticles back because I want these as close to my cuticles as I can so I can get the most life out of them without any grow out. And then I have to watch this part, I'm sorry. I just stick it right on my cuticle, or right up to my cuticle, not on top of it, not too far away, and then kind of push the middle down and make sure you got it in the middle, which I did. So push the middle down. If you didn't get it in the middle, peel it up and do it again. Like it's very easy. You'll probably see me do that a couple of times because I almost never get it right in the middle. Okay, so what you're gonna wanna do now is push it down in the middle. And if you're in between sizes, here's where you're gonna wanna stretch, okay? So you're gonna grab the corner and stretch it all the way. You're not gonna rip these babies. They are so durable. Stretch it to the corner. But the key is to push it down in the middle so it doesn't slide around, okay? So push that middle down, literally just stretch it to the side of your nail and push it down and it'll just stay there. The other side is good. So I'm just gonna push. Here's another very big tip. Really take your time pushing this down to your nail, okay? Again, these are not thin or flimsy. You are not going to damage them. Push these babies down. If you have this cuticle pusher, push them down all the way. Push. I push like down here and let the cuticle pusher kind of slide underneath my cuticle so that I really push it down all the way up in there. I go all the way around the edges. And then this next technique that I do is I kind of like imagine putting on a fitted sheet. This is a very weird analogy, but my customers seem to like it clicked for them. So putting on a fitted sheet, you're gonna wanna stretch it out and pull it down towards your nail bed, okay? So just stretch it a little tiny bit, pull out any wrinkles or any like air in there, pull it out, just tug a little bit. You'll see it kind of stretch and then pull it down to your nail. Again, you're not gonna rip these. Don't do it super hard, just a tiny tug, and then you're gonna wanna do the corners. Tug away from your cuticle and then pull it into your nail. Can you see how I'm doing that? This is gonna be the magical tip that's gonna give you such a snug fit, okay? So think fitted sheet, pull it away from your cuticle, just a small tug, and then really pull it in towards your nail bed. You want this thing to hug your nail bed like a fitted sheet hugs a mattress. Does that analogy work for anybody else but me? This color is called Real Deal. And I just saw somebody, it went really fast. I'm sorry, you guys, the comments go so fast, I might not see your questions. But if any other brand partners are on here watching, can you help me out with the comments and answer questions for people? Because it's really hard for me to see them. And then I'm gonna like squirrel. So one of the questions that I saw was, can you trim the sides? I do not recommend that. You can, but these are tapered around the edges so you don't get hair snags because they're so thick. If you cut the sides, it's gonna mess with the tapering and you're likely gonna have hair snags. You won't have lifting, but you'll have hair snags. If that doesn't bother you, feel free to cut them. But when I cut them, they snagged my hair like crazy because I messed up that tapering. So I would just go to a smaller size and stretch it to fit. And there are like so many sizes in here that you should be able to find something that fits pretty close. Okay, so here's where people do different things. Some people push this down like crazy and they immediately cure it. I used to do that and I was having lifting at my tips and I don't know why. So I tug it down as much as I can, look at it, make sure that looks flawless. If you cure it and you have wrinkles or lifting, it's gonna cure that way. So make sure it looks exactly the way it should. Then I trim now because I have more luck personally with it not lifting if I do all my cutting and trimming beforehand. So I try to trim it almost all the way down to where you see my natural nail. That's where I'm gonna trim it down. And these scissors are curved, so they're really gonna help you get around the edges. I hope I don't go too long on this, you guys. I'm gonna try to keep it quick. Okay, so I cut that almost all the way down to my natural nail, which is just gonna make it easier when you go to file. If you leave too much excess, you have to file all of that down and it gets kind of gummy. So I really kind of try to get it all the way down to my natural nail. Push it down again because you just cut it and messed with it and it probably lifted it a little bit. So push it down again. And then another different thing that people do is they do their entire hand and then they cure. I cure one at a time because I'm like pushing it down so good. I want to make sure right away this nail gets done and I just don't even have to worry about it anymore. So I push it down and then I cure it. Just click it one time, cure, and I kind of like move my nail back and forth like this so that it's getting the corners, the sides, the tips, and I just twist it around. While we're waiting, I'm curious, if you had to pick one color to wear for the rest of your life on your nails, what would it be? For me, it would be red. I love a good power red color. I could wear it every day for the rest of my life and never get bored. Even if it doesn't match my clothes, I don't even care. So what would be your color that you would wear for the rest of your life if you didn't have any other choices? So this is gonna be a 45-second cure. And it feels like when I'm live, it feels like the longest 45 seconds in the world. Okay, we're done. So now I'm gonna push it down one more time, and then I'm gonna take my file. You can purchase your own file. Some people like to get one that's a little grittier. I have no problem with this file, so I just use this one. But again, if you cut it down to your natural nail, you shouldn't need anything super gritty to get all of it off. But some people prefer to like purchase a grittier file. Again, this one is perfect for me. I love these because I just put them in my purse, carry them around with me. Okay, I'd go around the edges. Okay, you see how I'm doing that? Just to kind of clean up the excess around the edges. You never want to file up and like push the strip off your nail bed, right? So I file down, or it's so hard to do this live, or side to side, but I don't usually go like this. These should be fine to do that, but if you seesaw it back and forth, like there have been times where I have like chipped some of them. So just just gentle. The excess will come right off. Kind of just go around the corners. Because my nails are a little longer now, I can actually just file down. This is like the quickest way to do it for me. I'm like LED queen. I love the press-ons, don't get me wrong, but these LED gels are like my jam. I love them so much. They take a little bit longer to apply, but once you, every time you apply them, you'll get faster and faster. It's taking me longer because I'm talking and stuff, but I can get my nails done in like 20 minutes, and they just, gosh, they last so long. So I'm a huge fan of the LEDs. You don't want to leave excess on these. They're not press-ons. They're not fake nails. This is meant to just stick to your natural nail. So any excess you leave is going to break off. So, or get chipped or something. It's not meant to add length to your nails. So you're going to want to file it all the way down to your natural nails. And then look how pretty that is. Let me turn this light back on and see if I can show you this gorgeous 3D shimmer on it. Oops. The light was on. I just needed to flip it. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well, so my brain isn't working. See if can you see how the shimmer has depth? It's the shimmer goes all the way through the nail strip, and it's really hard to see it or take pictures. It's hard to see it when you're not in person. It's nothing I can do is going to show you how pretty this is, but just go out and get it. Just go grab this neutral bundle. You don't have to be a newbie to grab this bundle. This bundle is available for everybody. This is just, it's the most pretty. And hey, there's no problem having multiple lamps, because some people are like, I have multiple lamps. I have lamps in all areas of my house. So if I want to do my nails downstairs, I have a lamp downstairs. I have a vacation lamp that I take with me. So no worries. If you already have a lamp, you could still get a really good deal on the remover and everything else. Okay, so I see a couple of pieces that are not fully filed off, so I'm just going to grab that. And then what I do is I cure it half the time one more time, because I kind of messed with it. I just want to make sure it's fully cured. So I'm going to do this, not the full time. Let me move you over here. Not the full time, but I'm just going to do it one more time, just a little bit on the tips and stuff. I like to make sure I grab the tips. You don't want to over cure these. So I wouldn't cure them more than 2 times at all, because if you over cure them, they can actually chip. So if you're having trouble, you're like, why are my nails are chipping? It's possible you're over curing them. Don't cure them more than twice. They don't need that. I only cure them again just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and to make sure they're fully adhered everywhere after I file them and everything. So if you prefer to do all your nails all at once, totally cool. If you're going to do it the way that I'm doing it, which is 1 finger at a time, make sure you move this out of the way. Okay, so you don't want to put all your fingers under here to cure if you already have strips on them. Tuck this one back and only cure the one that you need to cure, because again, if you cure this too many times, it's going to start to damage the strip. All right, I'm going to do another one. I might not need to do my whole hand, but let's move on. So I believe I need this bigger strip. I have very wide nails on my middle fingers, so I have to move up to the bigger strip. And I'm going to show you something that I didn't notice for a long time. Let me peel this strip off. There are square ones that are for your thumbs, and then the rest of them are for all of these fingers that aren't square. So these fingers, if you don't know this, it took me a while to learn this. If you don't know this, these fingers are more rounded than your thumbs. Your thumbs are going to be more squared. So these larger strips, you'll notice there are there's 4 of them that are more squared off on the cuticle side, and these are more rounded. So if you try to put this one on your middle finger, you might have some trouble with that squared edge hitting your cuticle. And the press-ons are the same. There are some that are specifically for your thumbs, and they might not fit these fingers very well. So a lot of the times when I hear people say I have lifting, I don't know why, it's because they're using a thumb squared off edge on these fingers, which are not squared. Does that make sense? So there are lots of larger ones. If you have to use one of these on your middle fingers, you might need to trim around the corners a little bit, but it might mess up the tapering. So I don't know. I'd love to hear if somebody uses one of these thumb ones on their middle finger, because when I hold it up, it like bumps all the way into my cuticle. Like there's no way that I can use that. But you could try to use the other side. I just don't know. Again, I don't know if these are reversible. Does anybody know that? Okay. So I'm going to hold this up and figure out, nope, I need the other strip. Figure out which one fits my ring finger. How are we doing, guys? Is everything making sense? Yes, Missy, no wonder my middle finger press-ons look funky. I see it all the time. It's because people are using the thumb strips on their middle finger. And you know what? Sometimes that's all you have, and that's what you have to use. And you can kind of like, and I've had to do that on the press-ons. I have to like trim with my file around the corners to round it off, but it does mess up the tapering. But I can usually make it look okay, and just that one finger might snag my hair, and I just deal with it. It's not that big of a deal to me. Okay, so this is what fits me the best. I'm gonna wipe my fingers again, because I just like to pick these up with my hands. I'm a little bit shaky, so I feel like I do better when I pick them up with my hands, but I only grab this side where that's not gonna touch my nails. So I grab them, stick these back under so they're protected from the light, push my cuticle one more time out of the way. And then look at it, make sure you got it in the middle. I kind of got it off to the side, so I'm gonna lift it back up and just move it over a little bit more. Just make sure you're not touching underneath the strip that's gonna touch your nail. Okay, that's better. So now I have to stretch. I'm pretty much in between sizes on almost every single nail, so I have to push down on the middle. And then I'm going to pull the side over. They stretch really well, guys, so it's not very hard to stretch them over. Definitely don't go bigger. Go smaller and stretch them to fit your nail. And I mean, sometimes I use ones that I'm like, there's no way this is gonna fit, and I just keep working it and it gets all the way to the corner. So when in doubt, go smaller, stretch it. Don't ever use a bigger one. Push it down as much as you can. Make sure that that looks perfect before you cure it. I'm gonna cut it down to my natural nail. Guys, these scissors, like I used to use my makeup scissors that are little like this, but these are a game changer. You wouldn't think they would be, but they are. They're so sharp and they just glide around the edges without chipping them. It's so awesome. And you use these to trim, if you like to trim the press-ons down, because like short nail girlies, if you don't like to have super long nails, just cut your press-ons. It's crazy that you can just cut them, but you can cut them and then file them down. They'll look perfect. Okay, so again, after you cut them, it kind of lifts the tips a little bit. So just go back through and push them all the way down. Make sure that it looks perfect before you cure it. Take your time with these. Again, you'll get faster and faster the more often you do these. So I can do this process really quickly now, but it did take me a while to get it down because there's a lot of steps to make sure it gets on really good. But keep practicing. You're going to get faster. And now, like, I just got to do my nails really quick while I'm watching TV. So I'm going to move my fingers out of the way and just cure one. Oh, I see a spot that's up. Oh, I forgot to do the thing where I like pull it around my nails. I always forget steps when I'm going live. I'll do one more and show you guys that step. Okay, now if you had to choose between a glitter or a solid for the rest of your life, what would you choose for your nails? Glitter or solid? So I'm just gonna cure this one time. I don't hold press it. I don't feel like I need the 60 seconds. If you hold press the button, it'll cure for 60 seconds. I don't feel like I need that. So I just do the 45 seconds pressing it one time. I kind of like go make sure I wanna get the sides of my nails. I wanna get the tips of my nails. And I'm just kind of constantly moving it around so that it's getting my nail everywhere. Glitter. Oh, I love it. I love glitters. I never thought I would be a glitter nail girly, but here we are. I am. I'm a shimmer and a glitter all the way, and I never thought I would be that. I like grew up a tomboy. Doing my nails was not ever something I thought I would care about, but now it's like I can't live without it. I don't know. It's the one thing I do that's girly. I put earrings on for you guys today, but I don't usually do that. It's funny when Julie asked me, Julie's my upline. She's just the most amazing upline. She's the head of Team Rise, and she just takes great care of us. This is such a good team to join. But when she reached out, she was like, can you do an LED live application video? And I was like, you mean I have to do my makeup? She's like, yes. I'm the worst, but you'll never catch me without nails on. Now that I do this by myself, you'll never catch me without my nails on. Am I the only one? Because it's so weird to me that I grew up kind of a tomboy, not caring about girly things. And now I'm like, give me all the glitter and all the shimmer. And like, I plan my days and my vacations and outfits around my nails now. It's very weird to me, but then I still like barely like to do my makeup. Is it just me? Okay, so we're all good here. I'm gonna wipe all that dust off from my finger. We're looking good over here, you guys. And I'm gonna cure it one more time. Not the full cure, just a little bit. Again, get that first finger out of the way so you're not curing that too many times. I don't even think this step is necessary. I'm just kind of like, I just wanna make sure it's really on there good, right? But you don't wanna over cure. How am I doing on time? I'm doing okay on time. Don't forget to comment, guys. I'm watching. I gotta pick a winner. Okay, so I just kind of cure it like half the amount of time. Let's see if I can show you how pretty we're getting here. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Just, man, there's something about a neutral shimmer. I can't even. They're just so beautiful. And when I wore this a couple months ago, and like people would stop me and they were like, oh, can I see your nails? And I was like, people don't usually ask me to see my nails. But because I don't wear like anything crazy. I don't have press-ons or like long nails or anything. So people never ask me to see my nails. But when I wore this set, surprisingly, people were asking me to see my nails. They're like, wow, that shimmer is really cool. You guys have to try this set. It's called Real Deal. Just trust me on it. And then, you're welcome. Oops, I got the paper stuck to it. Okay, so I'm going to do my middle finger. And then I think that might be enough. Yvette, I'm using Real Deal. It's inside the starter bundle, the neutral starter bundle. Okay, so my middle finger is going to be I'm just going to apologize now for flipping you off. I'm probably going to do it multiple times without realizing, but my middle finger is my biggest one. So I have to go to these larger strips, and I think I use the first one that's not thumb. So we have 4 thumb ones. You can tell by how squared they are. And then you have this one that's more rounded. And I'm pretty sure that's the one that I use. Yeah, because I have massive middle fingers. So I'm just going to lift this up again on the part. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. I just want to make sure you guys get it in your head. Repetition is key. So I'm going to grab the side that's not going to be touching my finger, and my nail bed, and then I'm going to put this back underneath to protect it from the lights, because the lights are what cure them. So you want to protect those from the light as much as you can. And then I just kind of grab it with my fingers and I push my cuticle. I'm trying to remember, like, don't forget all your steps. I get so distracted when I'm doing this live. Push your cuticles back one more time, and then I got a couple pieces on there that are like skin. Scratch that off. Okay. And then my phone just said trying to reconnect. Am I still here? Stick this right up to your cuticle. Am I still here, guys? That was so weird. Like my internet just went out or something. Make sure you have it right in the middle. I still see comments coming in, so I think I'm okay. Put it right in the middle. Push it down. If you need to stretch because you're in between sizes, this is where you're going to want to stretch. That looks good. This side, I got to stretch a little bit. Sometimes I don't get it in the middle, but I just stretch the other side to fit. We're trying to reconnect again. I'm so sorry. I'm going to hurry because it seems like my internet is not going to be cooperating with me. Okay, so push down as hard as you can. Push everywhere. And then you're going to want to do the trick that I forgot to do on my last finger, is to act like you're putting on a fitted sheet. So you want to get a really snug fit to your nails, pull it out away from your cuticle and down so that it hugs that nail bed. You're not going to rip these, but you just do a gentle tug. You do it around the edge and pull it towards your nail bed. Gentle tug. And I promise you guys, this is going to be the trick that you're like, thank you. That helped everything. It's like a game changer when you get that down. Just think putting on a fitted sheet, really snug that up. Because when you put a fitted sheet on, you kind of pull it tight and like pull it around the corner. That's what you're doing to your nails. You want to get that on there real good. Okay. Cut it down to almost your natural nail. I don't even want to like look at the faces that I'm making on here when I'm trying to focus. Push it down one more time before you cure. When you look at it before you cure, it should look flawless. If you cure it and it's not flawless, if it's lifting, if it's touching your skin, your cuticles, it's going to cure that way, and it's not going to work for you. So you want to make sure that you're getting a flawless look before you cure. So, and I really got to watch those tips, like really push them down on the tips before you stick it under the light. Move my other fingers out of the way so that I'm not curing them too many times. And we're just going to give it a 45-second cure. Okay, so now my last question is going to be, have you tried our pedicures? And if you have, which one do you like the best? Do you like the LED pedicures? Have you been brave enough to try those? Or do you like the press-ons? The press-ons, you guys, on the pedicures are like 10 minutes and you're done. You just pop them onto your toenails. It makes them so cute. They last for so long, and like they're just so easy to apply. Like they're so easy. So I love the LED pedicures. I don't know why. I just like them better, but the press-ons are like, they are really great. If you haven't tried our pedicures yet, you have to try the press-ons because it seems so weird, right? Like press-on for my toes. Just try one. Just try one. They're so like, this is so easy. So much easier than going to a salon, you guys. Okay. So now that I've cured that, I'm going to just file around the edges. I don't ever file back and forth because I don't want to cause the strip to lift. So I file down and away from my nail or my cuticle. And then because I cut them pretty much down all the way to my natural nail, I barely have to do any filing. And you'll see all the excess just kind of fall off. Is this helping you guys get brave enough to try the LEDs? I know they're intimidating. I was scared of them for a while, but what I want to do here is show you that it's not that bad. If you just go slow, take your time the first couple of times that you do them. I'm not doing anything wild over here, right? Like it's pretty simple. Just take your time. Don't try to rush these, okay? So especially like now that I've been applying them for so long, I'm gonna give it one more half of a cure. Now that I've been applying these for so long, I can just sit down and rush through them. But for the first like 5 times, really take your time so that you can get a good seal on these. And then once you do, it's like, oh man, I really like these. I prefer these now. And I used to prefer the press-ons, but now, and it's nice to have the option, right? The choice. Because there's so many times when Kleo launches sets and it's like, man, I wish this was a press-on, or man, I wish this was an LED. If you just teach yourself how to use the LEDs, you get to use them both, and then you never have to, feel like you're missing out on any of the awesome sets that they're launching because you can use both, right? So